Hey guys, welcome back to Connect Group. Well, this is certainly unique being on this side of things when it comes to groups, but I'm excited to share with you and give you guys the opportunity to explore this topic that I spoke about this week. And so I'm going to review for just a moment, but this week is actually going to be more practical than it is discussion based. I really want this to be something that you guys can apply to your lives and start to live it out. And so we're going to allow that to happen here in groups this week. And so you'll have a little bit of time to discuss some of the questions, but then you really will dive into some real practical things that I'm going to have you guys walk out. So let me review just a moment, and then I'll jump into sharing what you guys are going to be doing for the majority of your group. So this Sunday, I spoke about something that is very near and dear to my heart, and for two reasons. One is it's what I do day in and day out when I work with Connect Groups, when I want you guys to be encouraged in your groups to grow in these ways. But another way is, for me personally, this is something that I've started to really apply, because I recognized in my life that the relationships that I had weren't honestly in the position or in the abundant way that Jesus wanted them to be. And so I had to really explore in my own life what that looked like to start to make that happen. And so, as you know, I spoke from Matthew 22, where Jesus not only reminds us that our first priority is to love Him first, but our second most high priority is to love others well. And He didn't just end there in that passage. As you know, in verse 40, He talks about that all of the things that He's put in motion depend upon these two things, to love God well and to love others well. So He was for us prioritizing what is most important in our lives. And what happens is often we take other things in our lives and try and find fulfillment in them, where Jesus says, true fulfillment comes in loving me and loving others. And so that's what I got to explore this week, and also share some of my personal examples of how that is applied. And so you guys will have some time to discuss those things within group, but I also want you to practically do something for me. I'm going to have you guys write statements called I will statements. And so these statements are going to be simple and attainable things that you guys can do to live this out in your lives. So I don't want them to be something that's broad. I want them to be very specific. So the temptation will be to write, I'm just going to love everybody and I'm going to do whatever it takes to love them in my life. And so that is super broad, but I want you guys to really be pinpointed in terms of what those steps look like over the next couple of weeks. So think about those relationships in your life. Think about those people who will be impacted most by making them a priority in your life. Imagine what it would look like every single day to choose to make that commandment of loving others a priority in your life. And so when you're thinking about those things, when you're processing those things out, then you can clearly have statements that say, I will reconcile with these individuals this week. I will write letters to all these people over the next couple weeks. And so really give yourself simple, specific, attainable steps that you guys can take. And so I'm excited for you guys to be able to explore this week. If you have any questions, be sure to connect with your Connect Group leaders, because they will have a little bit more direction and more of the specifics about how this is supposed to look. But I cannot wait to hear how this goes. I want to give a quick shout out to my Connect Group and just say I love you guys, and I look forward to seeing how this really does produce fruit in your lives. So everyone, I love you. Have a great group.